Hello, welcome back. This is the final video that I'm going to be doing based around anxiety, worry, fear and stress. If you have come across this one and you haven't seen the other ones, then please check out all 6 of them. They are on my YouTube channel. They're also on various pages I have on Facebook. I share them on Jenni Eden's art page. I share them on my Planting Positivity page, and I share them on the Art Spa page, as well as my personal page, because I have so many different people that are going to be able to access it from different sources. It's been a real pleasure to share my knowledge. I feel that in some way I'm hoping that it's going to help people, certainly help people start the process of looking more into their worries and their fears. So we did a video on what anxiety is, and we've done a video on the physical effects of anxiety. We have done a video on how we can share and communicate some of our worries and general worries. I've done a video on looking at personal worries and how we can look at those personal worries and change those personal worries. And then I've also done a video on the automatic negative thoughts that we have, ants, and how those automatic thoughts also need to be looked at and changed in order to make us feel better. And so I'm really hoping that with all of those videos you have learnt some really good strategies that will help you and give you building blocks as to how you can then tackle your worries and fears and anxieties. Now, it's not a quick fix. It's not do it once and that's it, you'll never be anxious again. If you're anything like me, then it's something that you're going to have to keep working on and have to keep installing and have to keep practicing in order to keep a certain amount of maintenance. I have said in a previous video, it is much, much easier to be negative rather than positive, and you have to work at being positive if you want those positive neurons to grow. So in our brain we have thousands of neurons, and we once thought that these neurons were kind of like hardwired, a bit like a computer. You have negative neurons that they go out and they seek other negative neurons and they just divide. So 2 negative neurons will make 4, 4 will make 8, and so on. I'm not going to go much further because my maths really isn't that good. But also you have positive neurons, and back in 2006 when I read Mark Walderman's kind of theory on the way that the brain works and the fact that it is living and growing, and that we have something called neural plasticity, so it's something that can change. At that point in time I was in a very depressive state again, and I just thought, right, okay, I've obviously got too many negative neurons in my brain, therefore I actively choose to think positive and to celebrate positive experiences. And by doing that, I was deliberately trying to grow more positive neurons. So in 2006, that is what I started to do. I deliberately chose to change my negative thinking when I recognized it and make it into something more positive. And if I couldn't change the thought into a more positive thought, then I deliberately got that thought out of my way and I thought of anything that was positive and joyful. And oh my goodness, what a difference that made to me. So everything I'm sharing with you is everything I have done and continue to do in order to live a full and vibrant life. And I've had just incredible experiences, and I've met incredible people, and I've been able to share and help my knowledge to help lots of people to basically become the best version of themselves. And that is for me such a gift, such a blessing. So that's why I wanted to do these videos. I wanted to share my knowledge and help you because really we are supposed to be thriving on this planet, and not just surviving. So grow those positive neurons by thinking of positive things, by replaying positive situations. It really is incredible. So throughout the previous videos, there are lots of strategies that you can adopt that with practice will help you overcome your anxiety, overcome your worries and your fears and your stress. And then, like I've mentioned, there are things that we have to do on a daily basis that will help that with that maintenance. Okay, so we're told that we have to have 5 fruit and veg a day, and this is going to be 5 things that you can do every day to maintain a more positive mindset. Okay, so one of the things that I want you to try and do every single day is help others. There you go. Help others. Why? Because helping others makes you feel good. If you help someone, if you open the door for a teacher who's carrying some books, if you help your mum set the table for tea, or load up the dishwasher, or help your dad set the table for tea, if you help somebody, then yes, they're going to feel so much better because you've helped them, but you are going to feel good because you've helped somebody. So helping others is a really good way to help yourself. Okay, now if you remember, we talked about the fact that we get a lot of adrenaline and a lot of cortisol in our bodies, and they're designed for short bursts of activity that often we're not using up, so they become stored and potentially become stored in fat cells. So I learnt, sadly, that from a very young age, because I was so stressed and so sort of depressive, that actually all of those were becoming like sort of toxins in my body, and the best way my body could deal with that was to just wrap it all in fat and store it. So it's taken me a long time to kind of heal my gut and get my body working efficiently and properly, and to start getting rid of some of that stored stuff. So, but one thing that you can do, so a mindful thing that you can do, is to make sure that you are active. So every day, have some form of activity, whether that's walking, if you've got a family dog, a family pet, then go out for a walk, join mum and dad for a walk, even help pick up the poo, do things. Then you're helping and you're exercising, so you're doing 2 things at the same time. So be active. By being active, you're going to use up some of these this extra adrenaline and extra cortisol, and that's going to be much better for you. Okay, so whatever it is that you like doing, so there's no point saying, oh yeah, I'm going to be active, I'm going to climb walls, I'm going to swim, and I'm going to do some jogging every day. There's no point saying that if you absolutely hate jogging, because it's just not something that's going to be sustainable. So make it something sustainable. See if you can go to the park with your mates and play football, or play basketball, or play rounders, or just play catch, or play tig, hide and seek. Do something active every single day. So help others and be active every single day, because that will really help keep your hormones and your chemicals into a nice balance. Okay, now the other thing that I want you to consider is to be mindful of the present, the right here and the right now. Now, there's too many grown-ups that are living in the past and harping back to what was, or they're putting on hold what is because they're thinking about what will be. Don't fall into the same mistake. Be present. And a way that you can be present is to ask yourself a series of questions. So, what can I see right now? Have a look at what you can see. What can I hear right now. Take a little bit of time. So initially you might be in a busy school, for example, and you can hear children chattering, but if you quiet and also keep listening and you're near a window, you might hear a bird singing. Or you might hear, if you're in your room, for example, you might hear your mum downstairs doing something, or your dad, or a sibling, or a dog, or a pet. So what can you hear right now? And pay attention to that. What can you smell right now? You know, Hopefully not your feet if you've been active, you've had a shower. But what could you smell right now? Being mindful of what is going into your senses. What can you touch right now? What kind of feeling does that give you? So, can you touch a table? Can you touch a chair? Can you touch a branch? Can you touch a leaf? When you touch those things, are they cold? Are they warm? Are they hard? Are they soft? Be aware of what is around you that you can touch. And how do you feel? How do you feel right now? Are you feeling a little bit anxious? Are you feeling a little bit worried? Are you feeling a little bit afraid? Are you feeling joyful? Are you feeling calm? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling inspired? What is it? And pay attention to the present moment. And if you do start feeling that you're kind of wandering off into things that happened in the past, or in the past you had certain things that you don't have now, and then that's making you feel sad, think about what you do have now. What is in your present that you can be grateful for? Because what you have that you're grateful for makes your life great and full. So be in the present. So help others, be active, and be in the present moment. That's 3 of our 5 a day. And the other thing I want you to consider is who you connect with. So as adults, we probably know, or most of us probably know, that successful people connect with other successful people. And if you want to be successful, then you connect with successful people, because what their mannerisms and their habits will rub off on you, and so you'll be able to be something similar. So who you surround yourself with is going to have an impact on how you behave and how you think. So think about whether you're with people. Are you with people that are moaning a lot? People that have fault with everything? People that complain a lot? Because if you're not careful, that's going to drag you down. Okay, so we can choose our friends. And so if we choose to be with people that are going to be more positive, people that are going to be happier, people that are going to be more active, then the chances are we're going to be those things ourselves. So really be mindful of who you connect with, and think about the people that you love, and the people that make you feel good, and the people that make you feel safe, whether that's family, whether that's friends. Think about those people and spend as much time with those people as you can. So I want you to help others. I want you to be active. I want you to be in the present moment. And I want you to connect with people that are going to have a positive influence on you and to make you feel good. So that's 4 of your 5 a day. And the last thing that I want you to consider is what do you want to learn? What do you want to develop in yourself? What do you want to learn more of? So it's having that desire to learn. So if you want to learn about space, then when you get opportunities, read books on space, look at what's happening in the news regarding space. And there's an awful lot happening at the moment with various people like Elon Musk, who's putting up lots of different satellites, and there's a lot of talk about space. So if you were interested in space, there's so much on the internet that can help you. If you want to learn, cooking and cooking skills, then, read the books, watch YouTube videos on cooking. Have a passion for learning something new, because learning something new is helping to make your brain grow and thrive and generate new networks for you. So there you go. That's if you do those things, then it's kind of like sort of zapping anxiety in the bud. If you crowding yourself with helping others, which helps to make you feel good, being active, which uses up adrenaline and cortisol, being aware of the present moment and being grateful for what is actually within your presence right now, and connecting with positive people that are loving and thoughtful, then that's going to help you to be the same, and learning and developing your brain and your thought processes. All of those things, your 5 a day, they are going to generally make you feel pretty good, and you deserve to feel really, really good. So that is the end of the 6 sessions that I normally do with children, and I really, really hope that that you've enjoyed them too, and keep making your comments and share this, because there's all sorts of people all over the world that kind of could do with knowing some of these things. Now, I always like to finish with some mindfulness, and so what I want you to think first of all. So, if, for example, you have an unpleasant thought with you, you know the things that you can do, but you know that thought has created like a kind of a burst of angriness or a cloud of sorrow and grumpiness. So I want you to imagine that you've got that cloud, that dark cloud that's forming around your head, that's making you feel a bit grumpy and making you feel a bit sad. Okay, we all get those. We all get those from time to time. So just kind of allow it for just a moment. And you've got lots of different skills you can do, but for this, I want you to think about something that makes you happy now. So, and imagine that your happy thought is a bit like a rainbow bursting through those clouds. Now, the rainbow is so powerful that it can melt away those clouds. Or you might find that some of those clouds want to stay in situ for a bit. That's absolutely okay. Just be patient. Imagine that lovely new positive thought being like a rainbow and just helping to disperse those clouds, because that positive thought is generally going to make you feel better, because what you think about is what you feel, and what you think about you can bring about. So the more you choose to think positive thoughts, the more positive you will be. And one of the meditations that I love to do with the children is what I call a little happy garden, a sacred space. So you do your slow breathing and you bring yourself down. So 5 or 10 nice deep breaths, whether it's the window breathing, whether it's the energy ball breathing, or whether it's your high 5 breathing. Bring yourself into a nice calm place, and then you kind of bring your head, your brain. I want you to imagine that your brain goes down the center of your body, a bit like a lift, and it's going to go all the way down into the base of your tummy. And when your brain is sitting and resting in the base of your tummy, you can imagine it like rocking it like a little baby. You've got your brain, it's taken away from all of those thought processes, and it's just resting like the bottom of the lift. And imagine now that as the lift doors open, you're going to take a few steps into the most beautiful natural space, the most beautiful garden. Now this is your garden, it's your safe place. Everything in that garden is there for you. There is nothing man-made, nothing manufactured. It's all completely natural. So what flowers, what bushes, what colours, what animals, what insects do you see in your garden? And this is your space, so go and explore your garden and know that it's all done out of love for you. And when you've spent some time in your happy garden, in your sacred space, when you have been restful in that space, and when you feel ready, you can then come back to the lift and you can take your brain back at the center of your body and place it back into your head and continue or start your day. Thank you so much. And something I used to say to the children, Namaste. My soul honors your soul. God bless.